So today we are talking about my beginner YouTube setup, and I'm excited to share with you products and gadgets and things that I'm using for a very basic beginner entry level setup for filming. I'll have everything I talk about today linked in the description below. For the ease of your shopping and finding these items online, I'm going to find everything that I talk about on Amazon and link those directly for you. Some of the items I will mention that I did not get originally off Amazon, but Amazon does sell the exact same product. And for some of the items that I didn't purchase on Amazon, I have found alternatives that I think would be great and are very similar in specs to the items that I'm speaking about. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting with our camera. I have been using the Sony Alpha. When I decided to start a YouTube channel, I kind of used the philosophy that the best equipment is the equipment you have now. And I've kind of gone with that and built up my YouTube setup over time based on this philosophy. So the camera overall is great. I think I would definitely benefit from having a wide lens. I think many of the creators you probably watch actually do have a wide lens, which allow you to see more of their background. So that's definitely something that I'm working towards getting, and as you can see, I'm upgrading my background every video. I'm hoping to have something new, and because I'm starting out, I'm just gradually building this up as I go. I'm not going all in and buying everything at once, but I hope that if I get something new, every couple of weeks, I'm building a really great foundation for myself and for my videos to be better each time. Many people will tell you that your camera is one of the most important things, and I totally agree with this. You do want a high quality footage, but there are certain things that will improve the quality of your video outside of just a camera, and that is this little guy that I'm holding in my hand here, a microphone. Better audio makes your video so much better. It's such a great viewing experience to have great clarity in your video image and also through your audio, because you have to remember that a video format is a viewer watching content visually, but they're also getting that auditory stimulation from sounds of your voice or any sound effects or music and things that you include in your videos. So this little guy here is fantastic. You can hold him in your hand, you can put him on a cool prop like I've seen people do, or you can clip him onto your shirt, which is also handy. I like to hold him. Sometimes I do have him on my shirt, but it's nice to kind of feel like you're talking into a microphone. If you're not on board with holding a microphone or having like a clip-on lapel mic, you can get like a boom mic that kind of sits on over the top of you, and you can have it out of your frame. So it's kind of, hanging over your head and you're speaking, and that's the microphone and the audio is going into there. That would definitely be my ideal setup, and that's something that I'm working towards. But as a beginner, this is absolutely fantastic. I think it cost me somewhere around maybe $45. I will put the price right here for you, and I will link him below. I think it's great. He has a receiver that actually connects to your phone, so it just plugs in at the bottom here. It has a few different things depending on what phone you have and what input you need, and you basically just turn both devices on, press record on your phone like on your video camera, and this audio that I'm speaking into this microphone records into my phone, and then it's an easy way for me to transfer that file from my phone to my computer in the post-production phase and eliminate all the audio that my camera's received and just put that audio from this little mic in there. It makes it so much clearer and it's so much better for you guys as well. Secondly, to improve the quality of your videos, and as a beginner, another fantastic investment is having lights or softbox lighting. Some people I have seen use ring lights, and those are also fantastic for beginners, but I don't really like to look into a really harsh light in my eyes. Now, the thing I like the most about these is they actually come with this remote, so I can adjust the lighting. If you can see, the lighting in my videos changing as I speak based on this remote, which means I don't need to get up and be pressing buttons. I can also change the tone of the light, so that's a really harsh white light, which I think looks a bit too clinical. That's a really cold light, and that's a really warm light. So that's how I like to have it. It's a bit more soft and natural sort of lighting, but that's one of the most handy things about this. And they basically come on stands. They come with two light globes. You plug them into a PowerPoint and you can adjust the height. They're kind of on their own tripod. I'll also pop the price of those right here for you. I think they're around, I want to say $80 to $100 for two soft box lights, which I think was an absolutely fantastic deal and something that has really leveled up the footage of my videos. Next, moving on to a tripod or a mount. So as a beginner, you honestly don't need anything fancy. Like I said, you can get all of this stuff off Amazon. So the one that I use, I think cost me maybe around, I want to say $80. I'll pop the correct price here, but it's been really efficient. I think it's a 77-inch tripod. You can use it for traveling, and you can also use it as a monopod. So you can condense it right down. It comes with a carry bag. I've had absolutely no issues with it for the types of of videos I do, which generally tend to be these sit down interactive sort of videos. And honestly, no faults. Of course, there's way better tripods on the market, but as a beginner, I couldn't fault this at all. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It has its own level. You know, you can move it 360 degrees, you can tilt it up and down. I don't know all the technical terms in all honesty, but I found it absolutely amazing, and I'll pop the link down below for you. And then moving on to little things like the extras, things that you kind of wouldn't think you need until you start a YouTube channel and you think, oh yeah, that's so obvious, how did I not think of that? Things like an SD card. The one I'm using, I bought almost 10 years ago when I purchased this camera. I think it cost me maybe around $50 or $60. It's just an extreme SD card and 128 gigs. Now I know this isn't super big, especially when you're filming all the time, but I just move all my footage over onto a large external hard drive once I'm done. So the 128 gigabytes suits me very well. Obviously, depending on what type of footage you're filming and how much you're filming will depend on the exact size and type of SD card you get. But as a beginner, this is a fantastic thing. Probably already have one if you already have a camera. So honestly, just go with what you have. Another little extra, now we're on the note of SD cards, is this little guy here. Now, this is an adapter, which is honestly one of the most valuable things I've ever bought, and it probably cost me less than $20. It has the USB-C so I can plug it into my Mac, and then I just plug my SD into the top here and basically transfer the files away or over to my computer. That has been one of the most helpful things. I found it absolutely amazing. It's super quick, super reliable. I never lose my data, and honestly, no faults and not a lot more to say about it. It's just a fantastic thing, and I use it every time I film and upload. And to quickly touch on things that I would do differently, I've kind of mentioned this on a few categories of the items I've talked about. I would definitely have a better microphone structure. I do enjoy holding a microphone because I like moving my hands around, but I think having like a boom mic would be super beneficial. And obviously, the more money you're able to spend on your equipment, it's likely that you'll have high quality. So I am looking to really invest in higher quality audio, especially as time goes on. And that's something that I think if you're willing to spend your money on, or you're really committed to this YouTube thing, then that would be a really good place to start. I think another regret of mine is not getting lighting earlier. I think the lighting has drastically improved the visuals of my videos, and I think if I had known how much it improved my videos, I would have done this a lot sooner. In saying that, as a beginner and obviously not making any money off this, and you know, having a very small budget to work with, I'm okay with building these things up slowly, and I think as a beginner you should be as well. Building a YouTube channel is something that's going to take time, and if you're anything like me, you've probably already researched this so much and you know that it will take time. So there's no harm in building up as you go and learning as you go, because honestly, like at the start in my first 10 videos, and even now, if I started with all this equipment, that wouldn't have changed how good my videos were at that point. I didn't know how to talk to the camera. I didn't know how to structure my videos. I wasn't a confident speaker. All of those things that are like personal skills of your own are worth far more developing than getting the equipment. I'm not saying don't get the equipment. In order to have a really successful channel and engaging videos, these things are important. But what I'm saying is when you're starting, even your first 5 to 10 videos, it's not going to really matter because your videos aren't getting a lot of views anyway. What matters is that you're putting out something and it's not perfect and you're building a skill each time. And like I said at the start, that's like my kind of philosophy I'm using for my YouTube setup and my background in general. I'm like building a little bit at a time. So like every video I make it slightly better. And that could be maybe I have a new thing for my shelf, or maybe I have a nice photo, maybe I have a new light, maybe I have a new microphone, maybe I look at upgrading my camera. There's all these things that we can do over time that don't need to be instantaneous, because realistically, none of us are going to start out YouTube making millions of dollars, but that's the end goal and you have to start somewhere. So I hope this video has helped you and that you learn a little bit about, you know, the basics of what you might need to start a channel. But like I said at the start, the best equipment to use is the equipment you have. So if you don't have a camera, you can use your phone. Honestly, you can use your phone maybe to make the first 20 videos. And once you know that you are committed to this journey and building a YouTube channel, then you can start saving or put money aside to buy yourself maybe a camera, and then next a tripod, then next some audio, then some lights. Like it doesn't have to be all at once. So like I said, everything that I've talked about today will be linked in the description below, all on Amazon for ease of you guys finding them online. And if you liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.